Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional, holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentorship, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. And I also offer astrology birth charts. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. And let's see what messages your person has for you. I think that's what I'm meant to be saying. However, let's see what messages the cards have for you about your person. So let's go. Let's do this, guys. Let's dive deep. And let's come in with what's happening now. Okay, the now. Ooh. I think this is coming in as yourself here, guys. I think big changes are happening at this point in time. But let me keep going, eh? So you're coming in with the Empress. The Empress is both Taurus and Libra. Both are ruled by Venus. Venus rules your second house of material resources here, guys, and also your seventh house of partnerships. So normally when it comes in this way, I see it as here, the second house is about how you're being seen, what you've put your time and attention into here, guys. All right, what you've built for yourself. Because for me, the Empress card is like an action card. Yeah. Here. Now, when you're coming in with your seventh house, it's about the partnerships that you have built here, your intentions, why you build these partnerships here, what you get out of it, what other people get out of it here. It's about the people that you have around you. All right. Now let me just have a look at this here, guys. You know, what I really get here in your reading is that it's really about the work. Is it work here? It's about what you've put your time and attention into here. This has to do with relationships here, guys. How you've built those relationships over time here. Because it talks about, here in your reading, you've become quite comfortable here in the relationships that you build. I get here in your reading is that it's like you're comfortable around a lot of people. I don't mean walking in a room full of people and you're comfortable. I get here is wherever you go is home. Here, that's what I'm getting. But when we talk about wherever you go is home, what I want to talk about there is, so what do you do at these different places that you go to, and what do you do with those people? That's how this is coming in. Because here, guys, there could very well be an element of patterns and habits here. But we will pull the rest of your cards. I need some more cards here. Now you're also coming in with the World card, and well, the World card is ruled by Aquarius here. And when you're talking about big changes here, huge changes, but it comes in as there have been some big changes in your environment here, big changes when it comes to the people that you have in your environment here, guys. It does talk about a cycle here, because you're coming in with principles here. You know, this is either positive or negative, to be quite honest, when you're coming in with the World card in terms of the cycle here. It can come in as here. I normally use reciprocal. What you've put out is what you get back. All right, guys, here in your reading. Like I said, that's either positive or negative here. See, it really, what I'm really picking up here, guys, it really comes down to, what are you doing? That's what I'm getting. What are you doing with self? Or what have you done? What have you created here? So let's keep going, eh, guys? Okay, let's go. And so let's come in with obstacles and challenges. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so you have the Seven of Wands. You have the Queen of Wands here. And you were also coming in with the Four of Wands here in your reading. Well, yeah, you does come in with defiance here, guys. There's a forceful approach here in your reading, and you're coming in with the Queen of Wands. Obstacles and challenges here. It's wanting something to happen here. Not wanting something to end here. There is that, I was getting that forward movement here, But there is a shift that is happening here. I get there's a want for something. That's what I'm getting. I get here as soon as you get it, as soon as you get the all clear, you're all in here. But there's also that what I get here in your reading, it's that it's aggressive, it's forceful here, in a sense where you're, of course you can make things happen here in your reading. It's like you that's what I'm getting with the Queen of Wands. You're forcing the issue here. This person is, this Queen of Wands. There's competition here, but it's the way in which the competition is. It's my way. I want it done my way. It has to be done like this. I want this regardless here. Waiting for it to come in here. Now the waiting game is the obstacle and the challenge here. I need some more cards here, guys. Like I said, there is... Oh, excuse me. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, you have counterparts here. In your reading, you have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands. And you also have the King of Wands here. So, not wanting to back down here in your reading. It comes in as, here in your reading, not wanting to budge here, not wanting to give in. There is a new beginning. I definitely get that here with the Ace of Pentacles here in your reading. There may be, what I get here, guys, is that you may be arguing with your person here. Is that the best way? See, with this King of Wands, what it talks about there in your reading, because you're not focused on each other here. I definitely get here in your reading I get here for the King of Wands here, guys. This person is waiting. This person is waiting to take some kind of action. All right. Now, what it also talks about here in your reading is that this King of Wands has already made their mind up as to where they want to go, what they want to do here. That's what it's also talking about here in your reading. I'm going to pull another card here, and let's see what the advice card is. You've got it again. So you're coming in with the Ace of Cups, all right? So you've got two aces on the board. Now, the obstacle and the challenge, what I get there is for the Queen of Wands, this person is waiting. This person is waiting for an opening. This person is waiting for some kind of sign here. This could very well be you, waiting for a sign from your person. There is, I don't want to give up. I don't want to let this go. All right. There is, I want commitment here, but the commitment here in your reading is to stick to that plan that the Queen of Wands has in her mind here. It's that, I do want to say it can be seen as quite narrow-minded in a sense, because it's the actions that you're taking. You're defiant here, and even though for both you and your person, the King of Wands, there may have been discussions here about where this was going to go and how this was going to look here in your reading. But what it also talks about here is that for this King of Wands, it comes in as they don't want to be forced and they don't want to be rushed. That's what I'm also picking up here, okay? Now, what it also talks about here in your reading is that for the Queen of Wands, this could very well be yourself here. There is an expectation that this is going to happen. But, and I'm not saying anything else about it, but the expectation here in your reading is, I expect to have a white picket fence. I expect, you know, those expectations are coming in. I expect to have the ring on my finger, all of that kind of stuff when you're coming in this way with these particular cards in terms of obstacles and challenges here. Now, coming in with the potential outcome, what I get there is that this King of Wands has options. And these options for this King of Wands are about the Ace of Pentacles. You're coming in, it can be seen as a new beginning, but it's actually coming in here, guys, is that this King of Pentacles has made some major changes. It comes in that way. And they are ready to have a new life, to have a life here. Yes, of course, this could very well be with you, because that is what the Queen of Wands is waiting for. This Queen of Wands is actually waiting for this King of Wands to come in. You do have counterparts on the board here. But what it also talks about here in your reading, when you're coming in with the World card, it comes in as changes. What changes have been made here? What positive changes have you both created in your life here? Because that's really important if you were coming in with these aces. Now, coming in with the Ace of Cups in terms of the advice here is union with self. That's what needs to happen here. Because there is a want to wait for the King of Wands to come in. That's what I'm getting. All right, guys? And then everything is going to be okay here. But what your cards are talking about here in your reading, even though you're coming in with the Empress card, here. Now, this could be something that you are wanting to achieve. This is something you are wanting to go towards. I do get that here, okay? But when you're coming in with the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Cups is talking about unconditional love for oneself here. It talks about appreciation when it comes to your person, knowing your person here. And what have you learned from your person? It comes in that way as well here, guys. So the opportunity here is, of course, your person, but more importantly, here, guys, the opportunity is to love yourself. That's what it's talking about. Finding happiness within oneself here. Because your reading is coming in as you will be happy once this person chooses you. And of course you were going to be here, but how full is your cup? And what is actually inside of that cup? That's what it talks about here. All right, guys. Okay, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, and I'll catch you later. Bye.